the bell tower shops. Upon arrival, our deputies observed 2 individuals that succumbed to their injuries, and 2 other individuals were transported to a local area hospital. Their injuries are unknown at this time, and they're being treated. It appears to not be a random act of violence. I can tell you the Lee County Sheriff's Office Major Crime Unit is working very, very hard. All our resources are here. So please respect that scene and give us time to get all the details together. It's very open, very active. As we get details, I will get them to you as soon as possible. But again, we're going to be working through the night. Please give us that time. And again, it does not appear to be a random act of violence. This investigation is open and active. And thank you for being here tonight. No questions at this time.
Sheriff, can you just summarize what you've already said? No if just what you've already told us. Just 2 people taken to the hospital and 2 people died here.
Summarized, there are 2 people that succumbed to their injuries and 2 people that were taken to a local area hospital. Injuries unknown and being treated. Scene is very fresh, very open, very active, but it does not appear to be random. I can tell you that. And as we get the details, we'll get them to you. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sheriff. All right, so just confirming now what we have. You've been hearing from Sheriff Carmine Marcino, who's disconnecting from all the microphones that so many reporters have been hooking up to him over the past 10 minutes, and just sharing 4 big things. One is that 2 people died here, as the sheriff put it. They succumbed to their injuries. In other words, they died here. 2 were taken to the hospital, but the sheriff says the extent of their injuries is unknown right now. So it's unclear. We just know that 2 people were taken to the hospital and 2 people died here. We also know that the sheriff was very clear to say that this was not, as he sees it and his investigators see it, a random act of violence. So it would seem to imply that whoever the targets were of the shooting were known to the shooter. Although when you come to a public place like this, a busy place outside of a restaurant, a popular mall, a movie theater with so many people, and you pull that trigger, you have no idea what the consequences might be. So it's unclear whether this was a specific target. The sheriff just saying that as far as he's concerned, it's not considered a random act of violence. Perhaps that might be an overture to the community, not to feel that there's a mad shooter perhaps, or shooters on the loose, that it might be a situation that might be confined to those who were the targets of the gunfire and whoever pulled that trigger. But again, the sheriff's office was very clear to say, even before the sheriff spoke here, that they did not want any specific questions asked afterwards. But I just had to ask on your behalf to make sure that he would summarize exactly what he said so that we had it all. Let you listen to this.
Here and Outback Steakhouse, so you are able to be in that area if you still need to report. But this area is still private property, and after the statement, you will need to vacate the area. Thank you for your cooperation.
So you're just listening live here to someone from the marketing department that represents the owners here of Bell Tower. And, excuse me, some of that interplay between the owners of Bell Tower and the sheriff's office led to a little bit of delay in how we were able to get some of this information to you. Initially, the sheriff's office, we were right up at the crime scene, right up at the tape. We were able to see someone with blood splattered on her clothes. We were able to talk to some of the people who said, you've got to find the shooter. Now we're confirming that 2 people have been killed, 2 others rushed to the hospital, and the extent of those injuries aren't known. But when we first got here, the sheriff's office said, would you mind moving back a little bit? We'll share the information with you over in this parking lot. As soon as we move there, someone from the security apparatus and the marketing department from the owners of Bell Tower Shops told the media they needed to leave there. So that immediately disbanded everyone who was trying to get that information from the sheriff's office. Then the sheriff's office let the media know that we could come here and hear from the sheriff. And then, as you heard once more, bouncing back with these folks associated with Bell Tower, they're trying to clear the area. We will work to get your questions answered. As the sheriff said, he understands that a lot of people have questions and that he's working to get those details for you. He clearly did not want to say anything beyond those major factors. 2 people killed here. And when the first responders got here, those people appeared to be dead. 2 people rushed to the hospital. The extent of their injuries unknown. It does not appear to be a random act of violence, is what the sheriff said, and that they're working to get more information for you. We're going to be doing the same throughout the night here. We'll have the latest starting at 4:30 in the morning on Fox 4 Morning News throughout the morning until 9 o'clock. And of course, keeping you posted on Facebook. If you've been watching on my live Facebook feed, I apologize for what probably seems like a stumbling looking up at the sky and television lights, but we're trying to keep you informed as much as possible and get your questions answered just as best we can. All right, we're going to return you to the regularly scheduled programming at this time. We thank you for your patience, and we look forward to serving you again throughout the night on fox4now.com, here on our social media pages, Facebook, and Fox 4 Morning News from 4:30 to 9. Reporting live from South Fort Myers, Bell Tower Shops, Patrick Nolan, Fox 4 in your corner.